Hello, Linda. Oh, love the background.
Thank you.
So before we start, I would like to applaud you for your nomination for VPI. You'll have 2 minutes to deliver your speech. If you happen to see me on your screen at the 20-second mark, I'll be, moving my head or moving my hand just to let you know that you have 20 seconds left. And then at the 2-minute mark, I will be interrupting you just to keep it fair. So just, begin your speech and I'll start the timer.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hola familia, my name is Linda Fulcher and I'm running to be your 2021-2022 Vice President Internal. I'd like to begin by introducing myself to those who do not know me yet. I'm a sophomore studying civil engineering. I joined SHEP last spring, but I didn't start being more active until fall 2020. I started my sophomore year as someone who's extremely shy and awkward. I barely knew what a resume was, and honestly, I didn't understand what an internship really was. All I knew was that it was important, so I started attending SHEP's professional development events to learn all I could. This semester, I wanted to meet more people in SHEP, so I signed up to get mentored and joined the academic committee. I also went completely out of my comfort zone and signed up to be in the SHEP Tina pageant, and I'm so thankful that I did. Today, I'm at the end of my sophomore year, and a lot has changed since then. This summer, I'll be working my first internship, and the person I was at the beginning of this year would not have the courage to stand in front of everyone here today and give a speech. All of my growth this year is because of SHEP, and that's why I want to be your next VPI. I want to give back to the familia that gave me everything. Outside of having strong time management and organizational skills, my biggest strength as a leader is my empathy. And I realize that empathy is not really one of the first words that pops up in someone's mind when thinking about a leader. But I do believe it's necessary for this role because to ensure that SHEP continues being the best and always improving, our leadership and our members need to be their best. Outside of the regular duties of VPI, I promise to be there for my executive team and chairs to ensure that they not only have the rooms they need for events, but to also ensure they're not overwhelmed and at their best mentally. The better our team is, the more success stories there will be. When something matters to me, I step up to the plate and become the person that people need. I truly mean it when I say that SHEP made me who I am today, and I'm ready to pay it forward and serve our organization as Vice President Internal.
You did it on time. You still had 3 seconds left. So now I'll be opening the floor to Cindy and Andres to ask their alumni question.
Hey, Linda, good job on your speech. I want to give you kudos on challenging yourself and, participating of the Shatina pageant. I know that can be a really huge challenge, coming out of your shell and being comfortable with the uncomfortable. So huge kudos to you for that. So as far as VPI, what is the one thing that you would focus on first, focus on improving coming into this role?
Okay, so if I were to be elected, the first thing I would do is start planning in the summer. The former VPI from 2 years ago, Miguel, he told me that as long as you have your main events planned out in the summer, the rest of the semester is going to be smooth sailing. So first, I want to make sure that all the important events are planned out. For example, the week before career fair, that week is super important. We need to have all of our professional events planned out and lined up already. Then after all of the big events are already planned out, then I'll communicate with my chairs and make sure I know what events they plan on having, what events they find important, so that we can start making room in the calendar and start making plans for when those events will happen. Because as soon as we go in person, I heard that booking rooms can get really, really hard. So if we have everything planned out by the summer, we should have space for everything and everyone will get to have the events that they want to have.
I'm not surprised that hasn't changed, the booking of the rooms.
I don't think it ever will. Linda, great speech. I definitely like how you called out your strength and empathy and also the mental health of the leadership team. One thing that is very true in SHEP, UH, and in any organization is leadership burnout is real. When you're a president, vice president, even a chair, and you're trying to balance your school, your personal life, and SHEP, it can become very overwhelming. At the same time, there are goals to be set and there are goals to be met. So I'm curious, you being the VPI and setting the standard for the chapter, how will you set a high standard, but at the same time, give that breathing room to your leadership team to also have time for their other tasks of the day? Yeah.
I'm a strong believer in starting early and finishing early. I feel like if we know what we're going to do and we make the time to do so, things get a little less overwhelming. I think of it kind of like studying for a test. You study the night before, your mental health is not going to be great. You're going to be stressed, overwhelmed, panicking. As long as everything's planned out early, nobody's overwhelmed, nobody's freaking out. It's just a more relaxing process. And that way everything, it just feels more smoother because you can tell when things have been planned out or when things have been put together last minute. So if things are planned out, smooth, everyone is relaxed and calm, you can sense that in the event and you can tell, hey, they got everything together. This is a great organization. I hope that answered the question.
Thank you.
Hi, Linda. So I'll be asking my question, and you kind of touch base on it. As VPI, we're in charge of internal affairs and between SHEP UH and the University of Houston. How will you commence a smooth and possible transition to in-person events next semester and secure all protocols, guidelines are followed in a timely manner to keep SHEP UH in a good standing with the university?
So staying in communication with the Center of Student Involvement is important. I've already met a few people there because I completed a leadership development program with that department. I feel like as long as we're in constant communication, what we want is directly communicated to them in a timely manner. There shouldn't be too many issues with them, and our relationship should still be on a good standing. To make sure that we adhere to all guidelines, I'll have to take responsibility in making sure that the rest of the e-board is aware of what guidelines we're supposed to be following as they're going to be updating, because I'm sure they're going to change throughout the semester. I'll be the first one to communicate that to the rest of the e-board, to the rest of the chairs, and then to the rest of the members. So I have to work closely with my team to make sure that we're all in agreement of what the current standards are and what we need to do to follow them, as well as staying in constant communication with UH, CSI, and other important